10 Questions with Greg Bedard is brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Do you know your testosterone levels? Low T may be the reason you're feeling off, big boy.
Yeah, could be.
At Game Day, you receive complimentary labs and consult. Sorry, it's the first time reading this. I should have boned up on it, so to speak. At Game Day, you receive complimentary labs and consult because every man should know his levels. Search Game Day Men's Health to find the location nearest you.
I did this.
Did you?
I did this with Game Day. Yeah. I went in there. They get you in and out of there quick. You get your T levels. You're ready to roll.
How are your T levels, Mazz?
Mine are good. No surprise there.
Seriously. 10 questions, 10 minutes. We got to stay on time. Jimmy, what do we got? Woo!
Yeah. What the hell is that?
In team meetings, they knock to support their player. Did you hear this?
Oh, yeah.
Van Pelt last week?
That's how we do it on Felger Mazz.
He wore the sombrero, and he got a lot of knocks in the team meeting because when you do something well, they knock for you.
Awesome.
So that's what we do, Greg. If you have a hot take,
How many points is that worth?
we knock.
Next.
10.
0.
Looking like a true survivor.
Acting like a little kid.
I'm still standing.
Yeah, Mazz.
Next. I'm actually kind of tight down there.
Yep, I am.
I am. I do the class with Taryn Toomey. You should see my inner thighs. Tight as a drum. Next.
Bigger balls for everyone.
I just don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah. You never know. Next.
Last one and on theme.
Jesus, look at the size of this.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
Hit it, Jimmy.
Greg doesn't like the sophomoric humor. He wants to laugh.
Sorry.
Woo! Number 10, of the 6 teams who drafted a quarterback in the first round, who would you most want to be going forward and why?
J.J. McCarthy, because Kevin O'Connell is a hell of a coach. I don't think Brian Flores is going to get a head coaching job given the issues in Miami and
So
the lawsuit.
So I'm asking team, what team would you most want to be?
The Vikings.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also say Minnesota because they have 2 cracks at it now. They have Darnold and they have McCarthy. This is exactly the model that I wanted the Patriots to follow. Get a young guy as your stopgap guy. Who knows? Maybe he can play. And draft a guy at the same time. Your odds are double what they would be otherwise. Minnesota right now has got a terrific scenario.
Penix, the conference, the division. They have a shot every year.
I was going Atlanta too. Because I also think my guess is they could probably trade Cousins if they wanted to and recoup a high pick if that, meant something to them. And they're sort of, an embarrassment or, dealing from a position of strength. I don't want to say embarrassment of riches. They still are Atlanta.
Isn't it bad that none of us picked Washington?
And maybe we're stupid because he's, clearly out of the chute, the best of the bunch. And maybe we're just making the same mistake over, like thinking about organization or coaches or whatever. But what can I tell you?
So this discussion will go into the next one.
Next one.
Bigger balls for everyone.
I just don't know if that's going to happen. Who would you least like to be and why?
Atlanta. And this is similar to Washington, where I don't want the defensive head coach and the offensive coordinator leaving. And you have it in both spots. Like Cliff Kingsbury is going to get a head coaching job based off what he's done this year. So he's going to be gone. Now who's going to coach it? We saw what happened with the head coach Dan Quinn in Atlanta when Kyle Shanahan left, how that completely devolved. Atlanta, I don't like the coaching situation. Raheem Morris is a defensive coordinator type. Zach Robinson is the offensive coordinator. If he does well with Kirk Cousins, he's going to be gone.
It's true.
And I don't like the front office there. I don't like the personnel. I think that's a bad situation.
Fair point.
Oh, who do I least like?
Yeah.
Denver. And again, they got the coaching. They certainly have a good defense. I just think they were the last to pick, and I do worry about Knicks' ability. The farther you go down in that draft, the less the talent is. We can all agree on that. Knicks, to me, feels like the least talented guy.
The Patriots. They get the longest road.
100% least like to be the Patriots on this. Next. Jesus, look at the size of this.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
Number 8, Greg. Should the league look at changing the toe tap rule that had Jalen Polk out of bounds on that final play, Patriots play? It wasn't final, but you know what I mean, on that would-be touchdown late on Sunday.
No, I'm fine with it. When have we ever heard about this before? So it obviously works.
Yeah, I'm with Greg. Again, there's never been a problem with it. He effed up the play. Get your feet in.
Not a problem here. I'm sure it's happened elsewhere, and people have wondered about it.
I don't know. Joe would know.
Joe?
I would just say this than anything, like the rule's there. Remember the Clement touchdown?
I'm asking you, should they change the rule?
No, they shouldn't. They should keep it fine. But that Clement touchdown from years ago.
You're still whining about this?
No, I'm not. I'm
you people
saying
are
that,
still whining about this.
I'm saying
because I hear this. I've seen this brought up this week.
I'm saying
they're still whining about this.
That wouldn't work today. So I like the rule. Don't change the rule. Because in a Super Bowl, that rule, it wouldn't count. Shouldn't happen in big games like that. So I'm fine with keeping the
Patriots fans are still bitching about this mess.
The Corey Clement play?
Yeah, they're still crying about
The ball was moving.
Seriously, yeah. I think they could. I think they should change it.
I don't.
I think toes in. That's all you need. Next.
Nope.
Woo. Yeah. I like Murray in the background. Yeah. Number 7. The Chiefs are undefeated. Yet rank only 12th in the NFL in scoring. How do you feel about the way they are winning games, Greg?
Great. They haven't come close to playing their best ball of the season. They're winning games. I'm half waiting for Mahomes to come out and say he's the most miserable 8-0 quarterback in the league.
I love it. And if you are an anti-Chiefs person, Jim Murray, or anybody else, it should scare the crap out of you, and I'll tell you why. Think of the formula they now have. A killer defense. It's one of the top 5 defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league, and we can debate that. But whatever, they're up there. And a quarterback who can pull the game out of his ass at any moment. That's a bad combo to go against. You're not going to score, and they get the best in the business on the other side of the field, independent of what his receiving core looks like. And, oh, by the way, just quickly, interesting how all of a sudden after Rashee Rice goes down, Travis Kelce shows up and can catch the ball again. I'm telling you, they were sandbagging it with Kelce. They were trying to protect him for the postseason. The Chiefs are fine. They're fine.
Joe?
No, they're fine. I think their biggest problem is Mahomes. He turns the ball over too much. But they're the old Patriots. They get away. They get all the calls now.
Oh, here we go.
No, they do.
You are a footy pajama wearer.
What's so footy pajama about facts?
Crying about the Chiefs getting calls?
No,
that is
I'm
the definition
complimenting
of a
them
baby
for getting calls.
Baby Patriots fan. I said this last night to Greg during one of our commercial breaks on TV. Do you know what I like about watching the Chiefs, about the way they play? They kick field goals. They don't seem to be one of these teams that get down to the 3-yard line, 4th and goal at the 3 and go for it. Like,
take the point.
They just line up and kick the field goal.
Isn't that how they won the Super Bowl?
Which is like, when you have a good defense, you should do that. But Lord knows, given the modern analytics and that quarterback, most teams would be tempted. We've got Patrick Mahomes. We could go for it. And Reed just takes the points. It feels like almost every time. It's like, it's almost refreshing to see it. Next. I'm actually kind of tight down there. No lie. I am. Inner thighs, lower buttocks. Give me a leading coach of the year candidate and coordinator of the year candidate, please.
Kevin O'Connell and Cliff Kingsbury.
Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores. Same team. That Minnesota defense has been outstanding. Outstanding. Everything's out coming up Minnesota right now in that league.
Yeah, I was going to say same thing. Flores and O'Connell.
Okay, here are the names that I wrote down. O'Connell as either head coach or coordinator. The Vikings team is first in points. Brian Flores, that Vikings defense is 4th in points allowed, and I've watched a couple of their games. Like, he's good.
They're ferocious.
I mean, and like the disguise and how he spins the dial and all that kind of crap. Like, he's like really good. He did. To answer your question there, Greg, about I don't think he's going anywhere. I would definitely give that guy a second chance as a head coach. Mm-hmm. I think he showed some great growth when he talked about the Tua thing and how he took responsibility for it. I think he's a really good chance. He would have learned from his mistakes. He's experienced. I would definitely give him another chance, and maybe that just makes that lawsuit go away or helps settle the thing, and like everyone could be a winner on that. I would absolutely give Brian Flores a second
100%
chance.
agree.
I still have Ben Johnson up there. I mean, I think people would look at Detroit. I mean, that whole Detroit thing has turned Jared Goff into a desired guy, if not elite. They're 3rd in the league in yards, 7th in points, and it's still Jared Goff. So, and I put Kingsbury on there just because. Well, and
Goff just went 18 for 18.
So, and that's Ben Johnson back in Detroit. I think Ben Johnson is still elite, what he's doing there in Detroit. All right, next. Jesus, look at the size of this.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
Toolbag question. Who's the current leading toolbag in the NFL?
Carl Pickens, the Steelers receiver.
George.
Oh, George.
Carl was
the older guy.
Elvis
Yeah,
Presley's guy.
Did you see
right?
this the other
or
night?
no, was that a country star?
Did you see this the
Who's
other
Carl
night?
Pickens?
Carl
Go ahead.
Pickens was a wide receiver years ago with Cincinnati.
Go ahead.
He was awesome.
He wore eye
Tennessee.
black with that said
Carl Pickens.
open effing always. He had a face mask penalty. He's loafing on plays. Like, the guy's just a problem.
The toolbag question always begins and ends with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the biggest toolbag in the league, ongoing. Now we just got another coach fired.
Jalen Polk's turning into one. I didn't like his dancing this week. They get him back in the huddle.
Good answer,
The wicked
Joe.
tool bag
Who'd
Good
you say?
answer.
Jalen Polk.
Jalen Polk.
for dancing. Didn't like that. On a non-touchdown. Didn't even get back in the huddle.
Okay, I'm tool bag move. To call him the leading tool bag in the NFL is a little strong. I'm going to Deshaun Watson here. I mean,
good.
what a freaking tool. Like, just because he can't, like, he's such a mess. He's just such a disaster as a human being that his career has completely fallen apart.
He just settled again with the 24th person.
I mean, give me a break. This guy taking down, like, single-handedly going to take down a franchise.
24 settlements.
Oh, my goodness. Next.
Bigger balls for everyone.
I just don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know what I was talking about with Pickens and Elvis. I was looking at what am I trying to think
You're thinking of the Colonel.
The Colonel, what was his name?
I don't remember. I'll look it up.
Number 4.
Keep going.
Best landing spot for Devontae Adams.
Steelers swap Adams and Pickens.
Baltimore. Give him to the Ravens. They're going to win the Super Bowl. He'd be perfect. They could use a big stud receiver.
Colonel Tom Parker. I don't know why, but anyway, go ahead.
It's the Steelers.
Next, Jimmy.
Looking like a true survivor.
Acting
feeling
like a little kid.
I'm still standing.
Along these same lines, is it time for the Steelers to sit down Justin Fields and give Russell Wilson a look?
Yep. Like I've tried to tell you over and over and over again, Justin Fields is not a good quarterback. He's terrible.
Sure, fine.
Yeah, they're going to get their running game back, too. So, yeah.
I might finally be coming around on that big boy. I didn't like what I saw the other night. I didn't like what I saw. I thought there was a chance he could make the next step. I thought I'd seen, like I said yesterday, I've seen clips. I haven't watched a full Steelers game, but I've seen segments and clips of him, Fields. I thought staying in the pocket a little bit more, second
He has
level
made some
throws.
nice throws this year, but
I just thought that I thought that Steelers game, he looked so collegey and out of his element. I didn't like it. It might be time for Russell Wilson. Next. Woo! Better uniform look last week. The Denver Broncos throwbacks or the black helmets on the Saints last night?
Denver, I love the Orange Crush jerseys. Love them. And the blue helmets.
Denver. Although I will say the black helmet for the Saints was badass. And the Cardinals had one a couple of weeks ago. Same deal, black with the red cardinal on it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Those black helmets that teams are going with are awesome.
Yeah, Denver as well.
Denver as well, but make no mistake. That Saint helmet works.
Sharp.
That thing works. Next. Jesus, look at the size of this.
Yeah,
man.
it's long. It's long.
Along these same lines, overrated or underrated? New England's Pat Patriot throwbacks, which they will be wearing this week.
So before they were underrated. Now, this year with what's going on, it's overrated. Like it was cool when Brady was out there in the red jersey, but now you're going to give fans flashbacks to Rod Rust and Dick McPherson and all this stuff, and Scott Zolak at quarterback, and it's
Truly
gonna be
full
brutal.
circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, overrated. I'm with Greg. The people talk. I like them. The people talk them up all the time, though, and it's like, all right, enough already.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, they become overrated.
Yes,
We got
I
it.
agree.
Oh, they're so cool. They never should go out away right now. Oh, these Pat Patriots are so what? No, they're not that great. They're not that great. That's why they swapped them out. It's why for years they were trying to swap them out. They talked about swapping it out. They had all sorts of mock-ups of different sort of designs. And it took, they finally did it. They finally pulled the trigger because it's not that good of a uniform. The logo itself is, cool, but it really should be a secondary logo, not a primary logo. A, and B, the red jerseys never made any sense. Those were the Brits. Like we've talked about this, right? Like the uniforms were not that cool. And the logo even overrated. And in the process of you getting all horned up about the old uniforms, you've overrated them now. They're a cool little period piece. And the Pat Patriot thing should be a secondary logo, not a primary logo. It's too intricate.
Preach.
Someone once told me that the key to logos is you got to make them so a fourth grader can draw them on his notebook doodling during school. You can't draw that Pat Patriot thing.
No, too intricate.
Who could draw that thing?
Nobody.
You couldn't.
Maybe Zoe.
It's true. Zoe can actually draw.
He's an excellent artist.
Good. It's actually true.
I'm not
by
being
the way,
facetious. Can I just say, if the Patriots consult me on their uniform, I'll fix it for them. I'm dead serious about that.
By the way, what would have been cool this weekend would have been Pat the Patriot versus the old Houston Oilers jerseys. But
bingo.
I think the Tennessee Titans got to take those. Like, that's just wrong.
Because the Adams family took them with them.
That should belong to the city of Houston. I mean, that would be cool.
Nothing should belong to the city of Houston. That doesn't bother me one bit. But I would like to see those jerseys.
It's the Adams family.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.